Welcome back to Live from the Global Spine Congress in Las Vegas, Nevada 2022. I'm absolutely pleased to be joined by a very distinguished individual. Pedro, please introduce yourself. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your practice.
Yeah, my name is Pedro Berjano. I work as an orthopedic spine surgeon in Instituto Ortopedico Galeazzi, which is one of the leading hospitals in complex spine surgery in my country. I'm originally Spanish, but I moved to Italy like 20 years ago, so I'm functionally Italian. And my practice combines a lot of adult revision surgery and deformity practice. We do much of our work is devoted to adult spine deformity and to research in adult spine deformity.
Great, and I know you have limited time, so I want to thank you for joining us, and we'll be as quick as possible, but I did want to sit down with you because congratulations. You are the incoming chair of AO Spine Europe and North Africa?
Yeah, and Southern Africa.
And Southern Africa, okay. So tell the audience, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve by the end of your term?
Yeah, it has been a very tough period for our region because of the pandemics, and it has been posing a lot of stress on our organization. But I think that my goals are simple. One is to consolidate what has been achieved or what has been initiated by my predecessors. The second goal is to try to provide a better and more intense experience to the members. Because in my vision, AO Spine has one part of people involved in governance and faculty roles, and they have a great experience, but we should achieve the same, giving a professional life-changing experience to our standard members. That would be a great goal if we were able to achieve it only by 20%.
Fantastic. I just spoke with your predecessor, and I realized his entire term as chairman was under the pandemic. Didn't have the opportunity to do things face-to-face. It obviously altered his experience quite a bit. You're taking over. Do you expect to be going back to the way it was? We're still kind of in the pandemic. Are you going to take some of the things and continue? I guess, how is the pandemic going to affect your term?
Well, it's something that has been observed in many other organizations or environments. We have learned from the pandemic that we are smarter than we thought. So we have learned that things that seemed impossible. I remember that before the pandemic, running a webinar required in Europe the chairperson and the presenters traveling to Switzerland and being in a recording studio and all that. Now we do it from home. Still, we have challenges, which are organizational. Now, for having one AO Spine event, we have to go through an office process to have it approved. So there is still a restriction of our bandwidth, and we have to work with our managers to smoothen that, because there's a bright, a glorious period ahead if we are able to free the power of online education and zero-cost hospital-based education for having more involvement of our members.
On a personal note, it's going to take some time to do the new job that you have. It's going to take time. You have a busy practice. You have a family life. What's your secret to balancing all that?
I don't have a secret, and I'm not really able to balance that. But the first thing, I have a wife who is not shy of telling me what she expects from me. And that's a very good thing, and I suggest all my colleagues who want to have life-work balance to ask their partners to be explicit in their requirements. That helps. The second thing that I do is to understand that in a 1 liter bottle, you cannot put 2 liters of water. So you have to free time in your calendar. You have to take pieces of your calendar to dedicate to this activity. And of course, it will have an effect on my practice. I will have less time for surgery, less time for seeing patients, but that's life. If you want to achieve, you have to give time to your endeavors.
Well, Pedro, those are some very wise words. I will plan to take some of your advice and apply it to my personal life. The other thing is that we are recording this, so 3 years from now, at the end of your term, we can look at the goals that you've mentioned today and check and see whether you've accomplished them.
Well, I always tell myself, you speak too much. Thank you, Jeff,
Very
for
good.
letting me know that.
Well, congratulations. We really look forward to see what comes out of your term as chairman over the next 3 years.
It's an honor to serve such a community.
Great.
Thanks.
With that, I'd like to conclude the session live from the Global Spine Congress. Thank you for your attention.